Here I am in very bad lighting. I hate the reflection of my glasses. So, this month is September, and all of my recording goals have gone out the window. And there's not much I can do about that right now, and I really can't. Excuse me. We've moved to a new apartment, still apartment living, so there's that. I'm learning more and more and more, and the more I learn, the more I want my farm. Today, we're going to go out and celebrate the birthdays of both my daughter and son-in-law. Both were born in September, and 3 years apart. He's 3 years older than she is. And so we're going to go out and we're going to have a nice meal. And then they're going to go celebrate some more with friends. They've gone to a movie. And my daughter and I baked cupcakes. Well, I mixed a cupcake and I mixed an icing, and she did all the baking work, which is fine by me. And the dog's playing with the squeak toy. My son-in-law got his dog a bark box. So he has this little thing that we call Mr. Slimy, because Mr. Slimy is a little gray hippo, and this thing is called Hangry Hippo. And it comes in bark boxes for Boston Terriers, because it is like a Boston Terrier favorite. They love it, and Jack loves it. And so he's playing with that with Bendy right now. He and she are having a good time, and I'm not gonna squabble with that. So I have to take the cupcakes in my van, which I can't run the air conditioner in my van, and they're going to melt really bad. They're going to melt, which is, oh my God, just not even fun. But, it's my van. I can't run the air conditioner because well, what isn't wrong with it? Let's see what isn't wrong with it. The rear view mirror works wonderful, and the side view mirrors are awesome. The trunk, and the doors work, and the windows roll down. It's about all that's right with my van. It is in serious, desperate, and dire need of replacing, and if anybody actually does watch this and is inclined to pray, I need a new vehicle. I don't really have a long list of following right now. I've got like 6 people, maybe. I think one of them doesn't follow me anymore, but whatever. It's okay. This is mostly meant for family, But anyway, so the van's and I'm going to take these cupcakes in the wonderful southeastern Tennessee warmth to the restaurant, and the German chocolate cupcakes are they're in the apartment and they've oozed off all the icing. So if you can imagine what that translates to in getting it to a restaurant that's going to be a good 10-20 minutes away, it's not bad. I mean, it's not a far distance, but just, yeah. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. So I have to prepare for that and be prepared to take off and do that. Trying to think of everything else I need to do. We've suffered a loss in the family. My brother passed away, and it's an adjustment. He was 53, and we didn't really expect. He didn't take care of his health, but if he had any real health issues, his response was always, well, it's just a sinus infection, I'll be fine. So, no, not a sinus infection. Definitely not a sinus infection. Last I heard, they're not fatal. But what are you going to do? It was his body, it was his health, it was his choice. And his financing. And in spite of all the belly aching back and forth about the insurance, well, if he was poor, he would be able to get, no, he wouldn't. It's not as easy as everyone makes it out to be. That insurance for the poor folks just isn't. It isn't as easy, and he wouldn't be able to get insurance. And any insurance that he had would have had an astronomical copay, and no, there was nothing that he could afford to do. C'est la vie. But I'm not into politics on this page. And I know a lot of people would disagree with me, but walk a mile in somebody's shoes before you start yelling. I've almost dropped my phone. I have friends, a lot of friends who are going through stuff like that and trying to apply for medical care, medical insurance, and, I'm not thrilled to be on disability, but it is a cross-eyed blessing, and because I have insurance, and I can go to a doctor, and I was very thrilled to learn that I could go to my regular doctor more often as my copay had dropped to $5. Unfortunately, though, the doctors I see the most are the ones with the highest copay of $40 every time I see them. Specialist. Oh my God, the specialist. I should be seeing a gastroenterologist. I am on a consistent basis seeing my neurologist. And I tried, and I'm not seeing my oncologist at this point. Unless something comes up. I'm cancer-free, and, if something comes up again, then, we'll deal with it, but I don't foresee that in the future. I don't think it's going to happen. And some may say that's being naive, but this is my body. And like with my brother, his choices fit into what he was willing and able to do. And I don't think if he had had insurance that paid for everything, he'd have been in the doctor's office that often. He just wasn't that kind of person. We didn't go to the doctor often as kids. And so he didn't grow up with that mentality of, I got a sinus infection, go to the doctor. He didn't grow up with that. We didn't grow up with that. So he didn't do it. Anyway, it's been a lot on my mind because, that happens. A death in the family happens, and it puts a lot on your mind. Otherwise, it's the car, it's the apartment is darling. It is darling, but it's cavey. And one of the things that I'm learning is that natural light is a huge friend of mine as far as what's going to help my health. And I want you to look at this. Bandy, what are you doing? What are you doing, Bandy? Bandy, what are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? Am I not paying attention to you? Are you not getting enough attention? So I got Bendy over here whining at me, and then I've got Jack with Mr. Slimy. Now, the makers call him Hangry Hippo, but by the time Jack gets finished with him, he's coated in slime, so we call him Mr. Slimy. When he puts his toy on your lap and your lap is wet, ew, gross. But he's Jack and he's adorable. Can't do that enough to make him happy. But you can't have a farm in an apartment complex, and you can't do this, and you can't do that, and you can't do the other, and these are things I want with my life, my brother was 53, I'm 52. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. I've had that discussion many times in many prayers, and let's just say anytime I complained about the length of time that I spend upon this planet, the longer the length of time got added to it. It's like a prison sentence or something. I just was like, what? Excuse me? Why? No, we're not mentioning numbers again. Not those numbers anyway. The numbers to repair or replace my vehicle, however, have been mentioned multiple times. Those numbers have been mentioned, but anyway, I've got a dog scratching at a door. She thinks that because I'm dressed up to go out to eat with my kiddos that I'm going to take her with. No. Anyway, have a great day, anyone who is watching and listening, and enjoy your life. Hug everyone you love and let them know that you love them, because the funeral's not the place to go to tell somebody you love them. Bye.